What will you experience at a Knock 'em Dead comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And of course, some music. Knock 'em Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knock 'em Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knock 'em Dead Comedy for your event today.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hi, I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something, or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, this is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Of course it's Andy. We're just talking about Andy. Andy, we think Andy broke the chair, and he gets mad when I accuse him of it.
Andy, you fuck.
That's right. Fucking Andy. No good. We can punch him. There he is right there. Punch him right in the face. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's Tuesday. Thanks for joining us today. You see the graphic right above my head. Please follow this page. You know, I should tell you where we are. Hey, it's the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast here on the Twitch channel. Please follow the Twitch channel. Please share the link to the Twitch channel. And tell everybody you know about all the great shows we have here at Governor's, whether it's here on the Twitch channel or the YouTube channel. If you're on Twitch with us, tell us another page that we can raid and we can get some exposure. Or tell other pages to rate us. Hello, Kirsten. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry we missed you yesterday. I had to take the day off. How old are you?
I'm 36.
36.
Yeah.
You're freaking young, you son of a bitch.
I don't feel young. Fuck.
Really?
Yeah, man. I was something around like age 28 where I just like
28.
Yeah, I started feeling older.
Really?
Yeah.
28.
That's when the 2-day hangover started hitting me, and I was just like, I'm feeling it. I just like. Because in my mind, I still feel 22.
Oh, so do I, and I'm going to be 53 in April. And I still have the mindset, even younger actually, 12.
Yeah, 12.
Farts are still the funniest thing to me.
Yeah.
But I'm in the process of moving, as a lot of you guys know, because I'm not living in Massapequa anymore. So I'm.
Where are you heading?
I'm actually I'm moving back to Hicksville, where I grew up.
Okay.
Yep, I just can't escape that town no matter what I do.
Still local.
Yeah, and it's actually 5 minutes from here, which is nice.
Yeah,
but I've been moving stuff on and off for a few weeks. But tomorrow is actually the day where everything's getting moved. I'm permanently going to start living there. But today is the first day I'm feeling it, like right here,
right in the back.
Like I'm all like jammed up, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Like I still have the energy, still have the mindset of like a teenager.
That's what I'm saying.
Still look at tits and asses, and again, farts are still the funniest thing to me. And The Naked Gun is still my favorite movie of all time.
Right.
But like I feel like pretty sure I'm going to just be sitting home watching Murder, She Wrote. Like that's where it's headed, man.
Right there, Columbo.
The Love Boat.
Yeah.
It's all right there, man. And I'm mad. Like I've been moving stuff. I've even been thinking to myself, wow, I'm doing pretty well. I've been handling all this. Because I hear a lot of other people talking, even younger. Oh, yeah, my body, everything hurts, and I'm out of breath. I'm like, stop. Because I don't get out of breath when I'm, like, I still have the energy, but after the fact, today, I'm like, oh, my back is
It's the recovery, and that's when I noticed, like, I'm getting older, Because, like, in college, it was, I played lacrosse. I think we talked about it once. I played lacrosse in college, so it's like I used to, wake up at like 5 in the morning. We'd do like 2-a-days. So we would like practice.
Right.
I'd go to school all day, practice again.
Yeah.
Then, I would usually hit the gym on my own, do homework and papers all night.
Right.
Start drinking, drink for like, 6 hours, go to bed and do it again. And there was just nothing. Like I was perfectly fine.
Yep.
And then it's like I tried to do that later in life, like similar stuff, just with like replacing it with like work in the gym. And, I work with my hands. So there's a lot of like stairs and lifting. And, it's kind of like 50% mental, 50% physical.
Yep.
And it was not working out well. And it's like I would get, and it's always like the recovery. So I would get like sore, my muscles would get sore. I'd go to the gym or something. And it was just like, it would take me so much longer. And then you break that rhythm.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get into, like, build a habit by going to the gym, and it's just like, oh, I'm too sore, I'm not going back. Then you don't go back for 6 months.
Oh, forget it.
And it was just like, I noticed that kept happening with certain things, like, and especially right now when I'm waking, I'm doing nights, it's like, I woke up at like 10, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, oh, I got to do this podcast. Like, I think I chugged a pot of coffee, and now I'm drinking whatever this bullshit is that they sold next door.
Fucking Tony bugging me to come in. Well, I am glad you're here, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I hear you. When I used to work at the phone company, I used to put poles in. When I first started the phone company, I used to do road work, jackhammers, and backhoes, and all that shit.
Tough.
But I was in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
Jack and lifting, 2 foot thick concrete, throwing it onto a truck. And same thing, would go all night, and and I'd be like, because you go all night, and then the laws were you couldn't do more than, I think it was 24 hours.
Right, yeah.
So I'd work from, 6 to 6. So now it's 6 in the morning the next day, and it's like a day off.
I know.
And I loved it, and I would, did whatever I was doing, and I could do it again the next day.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s, but then by the time I retired from the phone company, man, it would take me like 3 or 4 days to get through an all-nighter.
I know, and it's crazy. Then it's like you actually get some sleep or something, and then you like wake up and it's like, did I pull my neck out while I was sleeping? Like that never happened when I was younger.
Right.
It's like now if I sleep wrong, I'm out of commission for a week. You know?
Damn it, it sucks.
But yeah, I still like to feel like I'm young, being 36. Going on 37, which is starting to bother me.
Well, that's usually how it works. After 36 is 37.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I wasn't a math major, but it like 36. I was considering like it's still mid 30s. 37 is like close to 40. You're hitting that age, like, and what drove me crazy was the last time I was here with Joe Cravella.
Yeah,
and we're talking into like
13.
I think Dan LaRocco was like, "When did you start comedy?" I'm like, "Oh, almost 13 years ago." And Joe Cravella was like 10 years old.
Right.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I used to be the young guy on the comedy scene.
Yep.
It used to be like that. It was like me and Lori Palmentary. We were like fresh out of college. And now it's like I see Joe Cravella, and I'm just like, oh my god, I could be your dad.
I was standing in All American the other day.
Yeah.
And All American, like, they're crowded at, freaking when they open at 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's always crowded in there. I'm standing there waiting for my food.
Yeah.
And it just hit me out of nowhere. I'm just kind of looking around. I'm like, son of a bitch, I am clearly the oldest guy in this freaking room right now. Like, that's so weird to me.
I know.
You know what's weird to me? You're wearing the baseball hat. Watching a baseball, I'm a baseball fanatic.
Yeah.
Watching a ball game, like, it still doesn't dawn on me sometimes that these guys are 30 years younger than me. Like, I still look at them as like, ball players, heroes, and and then if I'm going to a signing or I'm going to meet somebody, I'm like, oh shit, these freaking guys are kids.
That clicked for me big time when like Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera, when they started retiring. I was just like, wait, so Aaron Judge is,
right.
He was in middle school when I was in high school,
Right.
And it's just like the next ones that you root for. Eli Manning, that was another big one because Eli Manning, I remember being in college when he got drafted, and like me and all the guys on the lacrosse team, that were Giants fans, were getting on the bus to go travel, and it was like college kid, seeing a college kid get drafted is like around the same age. I think I'm the same age as LeBron James, and people are starting to call him old now, and that's driving me crazy. So it's like the sports stars. It's just like it. something like clicked, and it's just like I'm like, oh, look at this poor kid, like the guy in the Bills. I'm like, this poor kid, you know. It was like back in the day. It was like I would look up to Lawrence Taylor and be like, oh my God, that's my hero.
Yep.
And it's like now I just feel like I'm you know, it's insane. And I notice it too because like I have a friend group where I'm the oldest by like a year, you know, but it's still you know, like a lot of these dudes that come in to like the friend group and it's like they're like 24, 25, and you know, it's like we still hang out with that type of crew, but it's like we have like a disconnect in like what movies and TV we watch,
right?
You know, and it's just like I'll mention something like about old school Nickelodeon or something, like trying to make a reference when we're like kids, and they're just like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yep.
You know.
You know, and it's funny you mentioned Lawrence Taylor. I remember when they retired his number. A good friend of mine was going to the game, and so we got a bed sheet, and we drew this giant picture of him on the bed sheet, and I'll never forget it because we did it in marker. And when we lifted it, took it off when we took it off my patio to look at it, I had a stone patio at the time, slate rather. We take it out to look at it, and we look down, and there it is too. It bled through the sheet, and it's on the freaking patio.
Slate, yeah.
But it makes me think because that was almost 30 years ago when they retired his number. That's how long ago it's been since he freaking played.
I know. It's crazy.
Oh,
it's crazy to think
goodness.
about. And, like, you know, like I was telling a story the other day about, like, you know, when I first met my friend, you know, my best friend my whole life. And it was like we played Pee Wee football together. And it's like, wait, I've known you 30 years now?
Yep.
You know, like, what the fuck?
I have a friend like that, too. We met each other when we were 2.
Yeah.
So we just passed 50 years of knowing each other.
It's crazy to think about. It's like, where does it go? Where does the time go?
Flies, man.
You know?
Totally freak. It's scary and a little sad how it flies.
Yeah.
Speaking of old, Jeff Bosey's watching. He says, good morning, everyone.
Oh, Jeff Bosey, what's up, dude?
Jeff Bosey, we yelled at him the other day because he's been dieting and he's getting in shape, but he's been cheating on his diet.
Oh.
So I ousted him the other day on this show.
Well, Jeff, if you need someone to yell at you, I'm really good at yelling at Jeff Bosey. So, yeah, if he wants to pay me, I can inspire him by yelling at him. I wish there was a career opportunity in that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would make some money at that.
It would be a competitive position.
Yes, absolutely. Andrew Fremder, when I was growing up, I also used to decorate sheets. It was this morning.
Oh, like cum.
Yes.
I think he's talking about cum.
Yeah, I think he is talking about cum. He's a funny guy, that Andrew Fremder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Andrew? How you doing, man?
So, all right. So, since you were here last time you were here, we had a lot of interesting stuff to talk about because it was fresh off the New Year's show.
Yes, yeah.
Which we had Brian Paul in here since.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he did talk about it and how scarred he is from that event.
Yeah, poor guy.
So while it gave us some good stuff to talk about, but I'm hoping, for your sake, nothing as traumatic has happened since you were here last.
No. The shows have been pretty decent.
You did a roast battle too, right?
Yeah, we had a really cool roast battle, me versus Emily Santosis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You must have had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, the jokes were great. She ended up winning.
Really?
Yeah. She beat me.
Wow.
Yeah. It was. I told her beforehand. I was like, I think you're gonna win. I was like, there's
she's great.
Yeah, she's very funny. But you know what I realized is there's actually more to make fun of me about than a transgender comedian, apparently.
Right. Well, I guess, because at first thought, I'm like, wow, like I even said, you must have had fun with that. But at the same time, I guess a lot of that is obvious. So I guess it's borderline hacky to go for the transgender jokes.
I only did one trans joke.
Okay.
You know, and the format kind of threw me off because I mean we wrote, but Lindsay Jennings ran it. She put on a show. It was really good show. This dude Reggie Cush hosted. Yeah, he's a city comic, very funny.
Okay.
So they did the comedy up front. Reggie did like 10 or whatever. Lindsay did 10. Then they had a writer from SNL who I believe was fired. His name's Dave Sears.
Yeah, I think I know who that
He's
is.
apparently like really good friends with Pete Davidson because that's what most of his act was about. Apparently.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah, it was weird. Because I had some friends in the audience like telling me about it, but then Dave Lindsay and Chris Roach were the judges.
Oh, cool.
And because Roach was in the main room with Joe DeRosa that day.
Oh, okay.
So they were the judges. Emily and I went up first, and I thought Lindsay originally said 3 to 5 jokes with possible overtime. So I wrote a lot.
Yeah.
And then we only did 3 jokes with possible overtime. And my strategy got a little confused after that because I had to cut basically 2 jokes. What I thought we were going to go 5, and so I think I saved some of the better jokes for overtime.
Okay.
Being a little cocky, and then it didn't even
Well,
get
you
there.
want that heavy punch at the end.
Yeah. But I definitely came out of the gates screaming. I don't know if you saw the clip.
I did.
Yeah,
I totally
yeah.
forgot about that. Yeah.
I said, I've been arrested multiple times for drugs and alcohol, and Emily's been arrested multiple times for mail fraud. so that joke like hit really hard up front.
That's fantastic.
She ripped on me because I have a gay face. Apparently,
A gay face.
A gay face. Yeah. She said I have a gay face. It was a joke about me like blowing her in a parking lot, and it was interesting. It went back and forth. It was good. She ended up winning. Then it was Carla versus Tim Saliani.
Right.
And Tim won that one.
Wow.
I think they ended up going to overtime. It was a little bit closer, and then the main event was this dude Matt Marin, who runs Comedy Fight Club in the city, which is like a roast battle,
right?
Centered thing against this. She was very pretty. I just met her, Priya Blunts. That's what she goes by.
Priya Blunts.
Priya Blunts. Yeah, she's Indian. Matt had my favorite joke of the night. He said she looked like Miley Cyrus covered in mud. Because she had like these very like bright eyes, but with the dark Indian skin and
right.
like the kind of like a Miley Cyrus haircut. It was very funny. It was a very fun night. I was happy I did it, and but like I realized I've done a couple roast battles now. I lost against Keegan.
Oh, okay.
That one was a lot of fun too. Because Keegan and I, have been...
You guys are close.
Yeah, we've been like pretty much best friends since we met, when he started comedy. We linked up immediately, so there was a lot of personal stories there. But, same as Emily, like I've been getting closer with, since I started performing a lot again, and it was cool. I like roasting people that like I kind of know a little bit better. It's easier.
Right.
And then I actually was supposed to have one against Joe Milonis last Thursday.
Okay.
And then Milonis canceled last minute.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, so I had a lot of good jokes about his fucking lazy eye. And, I thought that would have been cool. But, yeah, that one was out at Tim Saliani was going to run that. I heard it was a fun night, but I ended up not going. They asked me if I wanted to be a judge, but I ended up coming here instead.
Oh, okay.
And James put me up on the Thursday show.
Perfect.
So that was really cool.
Absolutely.
Funny story. I don't know if you've met this dude. He's been coming around a lot. Sekou Ali.
I've heard his name.
Yeah.
I don't recall if I met him or not. I'd have to see his face. But yeah, I remember hearing the name.
So he's a comedian, very funny. He's also a narcotics detective.
Yes. Sorry, it just clicked who that is. He's freaking hysterical. Yeah, great guy.
And
he was at the party.
Yeah.
I got to talking to him a little bit. Yeah, he's a really good guy.
So when I found out he was actually a police officer, I didn't know if it was like part of his act, because what always throws me off is fucking Dr. Harry Friedman.
Yes.
I don't believe anybody's act anymore.
Yep.
I've just been scarred. It's like PTSD.
Yes. And you ever spend time with Petroni? Joey Petroni?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's got the most outlandish stories, and I mean, you get to a point where you're like, I don't think this is true.
Right.
And
right.
I think he has kind of like confessed that sometimes he might not be telling you a true story.
Yeah.
But he's got so many of them, and to me it's genius how he sells them. So yeah, I'm with you.
So it's like I don't typically believe it. So when I found out he was truly in the NYPD, turns out he actually works with my college roommate.
Oh wow, that's funny.
So he starts texting my college roommate. He's like, "Hey, I'm with your friend Hugh." So my college roommate calls him and he goes, "All right, what do you do?" And so then after
that's hilarious.
We're in the green room and we're talking. We got him on speakerphone and we're going back and forth. And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I thought I was getting you out of handcuffs tonight."
Right.
Like he thought I got arrested.
He's checking his bank account.
He knows my fucking my history. So he's like, "Oh, he's with a narcotics detective." Hugh obviously relapsed. What's going on?
Right,
it's a very funny story.
Good thing he didn't call your parents or something.
I know. It was funny. So that was a cool show Thursday. There was a lot of people hanging out. Perillo hosted. I went up first. Rodea came down.
Yes, I heard about that. Yeah.
I took and Crovella actually had to follow him, so I took before and after pictures.
Oh, that's how I heard about it. I saw those pictures.
I took before and
that's
after
hilarious.
I told him the first thing he should have did was went on stage and said, "Give it up for my opener, Anthony Rodea." He's like, "I'm not doing that." I'm like, it was a cool show, like top to bottom. Olga was there. Rob Falcone headlined.
Nice.
It was an awesome show in the little room. Ziegler was on the main room with us. Ziegler did a spot at both. I love him. I haven't seen him in a while, so that was cool. There's a couple other people that I'm forgetting right now, but that guy Tony DeBoss that's been coming.
He's got a fun energy, man. I like him.
He really does.
Yeah.
I felt bad for him. He thought he had a rough set. Because it was basically we were raising money for Farmingdale baseball team.
Okay.
And Tony's I don't know his exact nationality, but whatever he is,
that's what he does in his set. He talks about it.
And sometimes when you're in Levittown, that doesn't go over great.
Right.
It's a little racist Levittown. So I felt bad for him with that, but I thought I always think he's funny.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, apparently in the little room, there was a little appearance by Rory Rosegarden.
Really?
Yeah, he was there. He must have been checking someone out or something.
Wow.
And I think they had Rooney. It was Mick Thomas over there. Tim Gage did spots on both shows.
Love Gage.
Ziegler on both shows. It was like packed in the giggle room too. It was,
on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but Rory was in the giggle room, and I was like, why couldn't he be in the main room looking at me? But
son of a bitch.
But yeah, it was cool.
Wow.
It was cool. It ended up being a cool night. So thanks for being a pussy, Joe Milonas.
That's true. He did you a favor, huge favor. Let's see, Plagianos. I was sad not to see Hugh at the Weed Show roast battle. Fremder, Dave was fired from SNL. Are you serious? Carol Miner says, good morning. Carol, I got to talk to you. I'm just going to finish reading the comments. Fremder, good to hear some transgender jokes for a change. Bosie, no way Priya could be an Indian person with a name like that. Fremder, I think the dot in the middle. Oh, I'm not reading that one. Yeah, I'm not. Fremder, stop that. With your racist humor, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, I had to stop. Carol Miner, how bad is it down there in Texas? I hear the weather is bad. I hear you guys are getting the most snow you've ever had.
Oh, snow. Huh?
They're getting snow. They're getting rain. It's going to ice up.
Yeah, I heard in California it's been rough too. Bad weather.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I think it was like 20 states or something is under some kind of winter warning advisory
When
shit.
I was pulling up, it started snowing a little bit. It's getting cold out.
It's cold, but we're not...
no, we're not getting crushed.
Yeah, we're not getting crushed.
We're doing okay.
This snow, I don't think is supposed to stick.
Yeah.
Like even tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be a little colder. But then I think, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday or maybe even Monday is supposed to start hitting the 40s and 50s again.
Nice.
And I normally, wouldn't even care about the rest of the country, except my son is down in Texas. and he was scheduled to fly home tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening.
Shout out to my boy Dom LaMarca.
Yeah.
You know Dom?
I know who he is. I don't know him personally.
Very cool guy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people in comedy. He's going to be moving to Austin.
Really?
Yeah. And which is, if you're a young comic, man, Dom, again, like 23, 24 years old, very young dude. I think that's the move. I think there's a budding scene in Austin.
Somebody was just telling me that last week that Austin, like it's currently New York, L.A., and Austin.
Well, yeah. Apparently, Joe Rogan's opening up a comedy club.
Yeah,
so you have the Rogan guys are all there. I know Tony Hinchcliffe and Kill Tony moved down there.
Right.
I think Tom Segura and Your Mom's House, they're all down there. So it's like some of the biggest the biggest podcast and some of the other biggest podcasts in the world are all centered there.
Right.
So you have some of the biggest names looking for comedy clubs, and it seems easier almost to get in front of people where L.A. and New York. I know Tim Dillon moved to Texas for a while. I think he moved back to L.A.
Oh.
But L.A. and New York's been kind of, it almost feels saturated at times.
Yes,
where it's
I
like,
agree.
So I don't know. If I was 24 and, didn't have a career, I would definitely move down there. I don't know what Dom does for work. I'm not saying he doesn't have a career, but.
But is that why he's moving there, to get close to the scene?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Good for him.
Him and another comic, Matt Solomon, and
I've heard that name too.
A couple friends. I think they're getting a house down there, and I think that's like really cool. That's something that like I wish I would have did when I was 24. You know.
Right. Cravella and LaRocco, get going.
Yeah, get out of here so I could get more spots in New York.
Before we start doing the old folks' homes.
Yeah.
I'm getting a call. I don't know who it is. Nah, fuck it. Let's see. No snow, says Carol. Ice pellets. Wow.
Ice pellets.
Carol, everything is iced over. 26 degrees, feels like 13, they're saying. Thunder Sleet was happening this morning. What the hell is Thunder Sleet?
I think that's a heavy metal band.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Thunder Sleet.
Yeah, it's like an Ozzy Osbourne song or something.
Jeez. Really, I don't know what that is. Thunder Sleet. Andy Pagano says Dom LaMarca is awesome. It's funny because he is moving. It is funny because he is moving because his dad wanted to move there. Oh, so his whole family is going?
Yeah, I don't know the whole story, but I think they're moving somewhere else, and Dom is just shipping out.
And Carol says there's no state income tax there.
See, another good move. That's why New York has a lot of problems getting stars on the sports teams, because of the income tax is so high here that it's like, why don't I go play in Dallas?
Yeah, right.
In
the winter, oh my goodness, Fremder. In the winter, my balls are always cold because I live on a cul-de-sac.
All right.
Yeah. So, we got Tuesday trivia coming your way in a little while. Sir Carol, I don't think I'm going to see my son ever again. He's just going to be stuck in Texas, at least until the summer.
Yeah, we'll have to thaw him out like Han Solo.
That's right. Yeah, he'll be.
Yeah.
Thunder Sleet used to be my stage name, says Fremder. Carol says she'll keep my son. Oh, I got a lot of jokes there, Carol. Easy does it. Well, all right. Well, Carol, if you're going to keep my son, you better send me a lot of Buc-ee's. That's my price. I'd give up my son for Buc-ee's. Are you familiar with Buc-ee's?
No.
Buc-ee's is almost like a 7-Eleven down there.
Oh.
But it's a little more. It's like a couple of steps up. Like you walk in, they have like a restaurant. They sell clothes. Like they it's almost like a department store.
Right. One-stop shop.
Yeah. So Carol was nice enough, I guess it was about a year ago at this point, she sent me a box, and that's been the joke. Carol sent me her box, and it was delicious.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was full of chocolates.
Yeah.
Different types of, Carol has a delicious chocolate box.
Wow. Interesting.
And it was like milk chocolate and peanut butter, like all these different types. Oh, my God. It was fucking delicious.
And now, I mean,
Yeah.
you've talked about your history. I'm like you with chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't drank. I haven't had I've had maybe 5 beers since high school. I don't drink. This gut is
It's
chocolate.
pure chocolate, huh?
She sent me this shit. I was like, oh my God. It was out of this world, especially the peanut butter one. Like you ever look at a Reese's now?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't even look like peanut butter in there. It looks
I
like
know.
chalk dust.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
Yeah, it looks like sawdust.
She sent me this thing, man. It was milk chocolate and thick, creamy peanut butter. I was like, it was out of this world. So she's been nice enough. She sent up a few shipments. So she claimed last week that another shipment's coming.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have to do a taste test.
Absolutely. So I've been doing that. I do save just a tiny bit for in here. So Andy, when Andy's here on Fridays, I gave him some.
Yeah.
Some. I'll definitely save some for you. My mother was yelling at me last week. Apparently, I don't save enough for her.
It's a hot commodity.
It really is, this Buc-ee's. And so sure enough, right after Carol sent me the first shipment, I saw something on TV, CBS this morning, their Sunday morning show. They did a little piece about Buc-ee's and how they treat their employees well, and they're expanding throughout the whole South.
Yeah,
And,
always like to hear that the employees get treated well.
That's a big deal for me too.
Yeah.
But Bochi and I butt heads a lot because he is anti-union.
Oh yeah, I heard that about him. That's
Yep.
why. Yeah.
And were you here that night? What do they call that guy? The Instagram guy, Little Mozzarella.
Lil Mo. Yeah.
You were here that night, right?
I met him. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was walking around back here.
Yeah. I think that was the show that I met him. Yeah.
Right. Weren't we standing outside with him? And he was a big union guy, wasn't he? Didn't he say something about that?
I mean, that's how I heard about him originally. Was his videos made rounds through like my college roommate and like that friend group. We have a group text. There's a plumber there, so he sent me a video of him. Okay. Lil Mo was like ripping on the plumbers union. And then on my job site, he did a video about Local 30, which is my union, operating engineers. So when I saw him, I said, hey, man, you're real popular on my fucking job site. And he's, apparently his dad, he was in the union. I think he was a construction guy.
Yeah, I think so.
But his father was actually an operating engineer. And that's why he knew all the buzzwords for our union, because like when we watch the video, we're like, oh, this guy actually like does his research, He's not just like some Italian retard, Like, how you doing? Like he's got all this catchphrases. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. I actually offered. I said, hey man, like you're a funny guy. Like if you need help writing jokes, like actual jokes, like let me know, and
Good
we
idea.
could like work on it, because like I'm more of a writer than a performer.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
that's how you.
I started out writing before I did comedy.
Right.
So I feel like I can help people that already have that performance down. Like when you have your persona and your state, like that took me a while to develop. Through stage time. It was like the writing always came easier. I started out right before I was doing comedy. I was writing like comedy sports blogs.
Oh, okay.
In like 2008 to 9,
Right.
probably about like 2010, 2011, I really stopped. I was doing I broke off from like a main blog. We started doing a mixed martial arts blog, and it like we were getting hits. We had articles featured on like Yahoo's main page.
Yeah,
and,
okay. Wow.
We started like a MMA podcast where we were like interviewing like the head of like Bellator and everything. And then eventually I jumped into comedy. My co-host, who I had never met, is just an internet guy. And he ended up having a kid and becoming a corrections officer. And then I started comedy. So it was like we just naturally kind of fell out because we had other things to focus on. But the writing always started first for me. So it's like when I see someone like Lil Mo or like Lindsay Jennings, like, where they just have that like natural performance, I'm just like, hit me up if you want to like write, and like I think we could like help each other, because I learned from guys like that, that are just like Lil Mo. That night he got a little drunk. A little bit. He had 5 martinis before the show started. So but like he's a natural storyteller, and that's where it's like, and I actually did the same thing for the TikTok guy. I offer it. Not many people take me up on it, but Nikki Smiggs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In Jersey, and I didn't know if I was like kind of because I just sometimes I just meet these people and I'm just like if you want to like need help writing, I don't know if it comes off like a little like almost like a put down,
Right,
like
your writing
hey,
sucks.
you're a shit writer, but I can help you. So I don't know if it does that, but I don't know if like Nicky got turned off, but he was like a really cool, like humble guy.
He's a really nice guy, Nicky,
and he just has that natural stage presence that like I get jealous of,
right?
Because
and it's funny you bring him up, and I don't know if I'm talking out of school. I don't think I am because I've heard him actually acknowledge it himself. The very first time he played here, he doesn't have a stand-up background.
No.
Yeah, none.
He's like a COVID baby. He started comedy like doing TikTok videos.
Right, doing the videos.
COVID.
So the first time he was here, he's back here scared shit.
Yeah.
And governors kind of sensed it. And I think they even knew in advance. I think even coming into the whole thing, he was nervous. So they had Rodea.
Right.
Come in to support and build an audience and help him relax. And I remember after the fact, I don't remember if it was the next day or weeks, whenever it was, and he was here, not performing. He was just, I think he might have been one of the shows in here. Oh, probably Rodea's show, where he was acknowledging, the comedy was a little weak, but I'm new, I'm working at it, and here we are a year or two later, and I mean he's fun out there. He's not bad, but I'm not going to say he's the best either. But he's good, and he's definitely worth coming to see.
Absolutely,
because I personally see a huge difference from that first night to now. The guy has obviously put the time in, the work in. Maybe he's worked with some writers, and because he has that natural personality. I mean, I learned that when I took Truson's class. It's not just writing a joke and going up there and saying you have to truly believe in it. You have to put everything you have behind it to sell it.
100%.
And so even people, in fact, that's how I see my set. I don't think my set is terribly strong, but I've been doing theater since I was in high school, almost 40 years ago.
Right.
Actually, yeah, just about 40 years ago. So, I can walk out there and I'm comfortable as can be, and that enhances my semi-hacky jokes because I'm so comfortable out there.
Yeah, and like for me, like I'm as a comedian, when I'm on stage, like I'm not big on act outs, and like different voices, and even some of my favorites and like inspirations, like Bill Burr, like he's so good at that.
Yeah.
But like
he's got such an energy about him too.
Yeah, and I typically consider myself like a pretty low energy guy. So when you get someone like Lil Mo or Nikki Smiggs that kind of started out on TikTok and they're very high energy, like I feel like they're starting out like a little bit above, but the writing is also harder to like get better at. Because sometimes I feel like people can rely on their stage presence, while with me, it's like I'm relying on the writing. And, it sometimes it doesn't work as well for me with chatty crowds because then they're not listening to what I'm saying, and then they're missing out. While some like high energy guy can just start screaming and it pulls everyone back,
Right.
And I don't know, like. I feel like like for me, like the writing was always there, and I was like the stage presence will eventually come, through practice and getting up and getting rid of the stage fright and the anxiety.
Right. Sure.
And I'm better at it, but I don't think I'm 100% there yet with my stage presence. That's something that's the part that I work on more. I feel like the writing comes, I come in here all the time. I got my joke book on me 24 hours a day. Like I was. I went to an open mic yesterday. It was fun. I tried out some new stuff, but it's like I'm just never without this thing because I'm always scribbling notes, and for me that's easy. But I feel like with like if you just have that, like if you're the funny guy in the office and you're getting on stage and everyone's saying, "Oh, you should do comedy. You should do comedy."
It's two completely different things.
Yeah, it is. But like those are the guys that when they have their voice already. I feel like the writing is so much harder for them to get.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah, because the guys in the office, they're bouncing off. They're just reacting to something that's going on. And that's what I've been
I have my comedy troupe, or I've been doing that. Our shows, I mean, we have scripted shows because they're murder mysteries. So you have to get clues and hints out for the audience to solve it. But we go off the script constantly. We're audience interactive. So I've been basically doing crowd work. I've been doing dinner theater for 26 years. So I've been doing crowd work for 26 years. So I can easily, in fact, so I can easily work off of people's reactions and if I'm talking to them, I can come up with something. But to walk out there cold and start, and just tell jokes, out of the thin air, again, completely different.
It really is, and that's another thing that I feel like I don't have a lot of practice in is the crowd work. And there's been situations in my past where the crowd work, I kind of lost control of it.
Yeah.
And I came at someone a little too hard, and a club got mad at me.
Right.
And because there was one time I was doing a club. I'm not going to mention any names, and some lady interrupted 5 of my punchlines, and I was actually looking for like someone to like throw her out, or like say, at least whisper like, "Can you shut the fuck up?"
Right.
And it was like 5 punchlines. People were getting mad at her, so finally I was just like, "Shut the fuck up, cunt." And just like right out the gates, and I'm just like, and it's like I couldn't catch it with my teeth fast enough. But so she was like,
we're always trying to catch a cunt with our teeth. Aren't
we? Yeah. So she's sitting right next to the wall, right, or like right in front of the wall. So she goes to turn around because she thought I must have like was talking behind her because she was so like oblivious to the fact that she was just interrupting me. So she turned around and then she realized like, oh, there's a wall, and I'm like, no, it's the cunt behind you, cunt. And I just kept like hammering it, like like it reminded me almost of like the Louis C.K. like, oh look, that cunt's coming out of that cunt's cunt,
right.
Like, and he kind of hit it like that, and I did like a similar thing where I just kept fucking like I just doubled down. And it was like I went 100% right out the gate, hit 200, and just ramped it up to 3. And like I just, and then I get off stage, and the club's like, maybe don't come back for a couple months. Oh my god, man!
But the audience must have been cracking up.
Well, yeah, the audience was on my side, but what happened was the boyfriend got very mad. Probably because his girlfriend was upset. I don't think like the boyfriend was probably like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Like I'm
like
paying
Will
for this
Smith
night
was
out.
laughing originally until he saw Jada's face.
Exactly. So he goes up to the manager, wants his whole meal, all the drinks comped. And at that point, like, I questioned the manager a little bit because like it doesn't seem like they're coming back anyway. Why are you going to try to make them happy?
Right.
But
you still had the rest of the room that were laughing at what you were saying.
Exactly.
Oh,
but
crazy.
so like he made a big deal about it. He got his fucking free meal or whatever, and that was that. But I got in trouble for that. So crowd work was always something that like now, like we talked about when I originally came on that McGuire's video where I had that heckler. I was pretty tame.
Right.
Because like I remember that, like that kind of like
right.
All right, like
Don't
let's
say
not
cunt.
let's don't say cunt. Like it's right there in my mind, just on loop. So I try to be a little bit easier, which is weird because I feel like the videos that are going viral every day on TikTok, Instagram are all crowd work.
Yep.
And it's like I don't want to get into those situations because like I don't really know. Yeah. I don't like not having that control. I like sticking to my writing and maybe if I write something on stage, as they say, something new comes out or there's like a cute little interaction, but I don't like I don't like when that really happens. And those are the clips that people are watching.
I got it. So those clips, and I'm with you, and some of those clips are great. I'm starting to feel some of these clips are setups.
Yes,
I agree. Because they're so popular right now. And even where we are, I know they don't like comedians that come in and do crowd work. Like they prefer someone who's got a set.
Yeah, because it can get messy.
It can get messy, and
like I performed in the city a couple times, and 2 people that come to mind real quick, and they're hilarious. They're so good at crowd work. Dante Nero and Aaron Berg.
Oh, really? Aaron Berg does a lot of crowd work?
I mean, he likes to play with the crowd, but he's just so high energy and like like I can see where the crowd work guy kind of messes up the momentum because like I'm not a crowd work guy. So I this was probably the worst show of my life is when I had to follow Aaron Berg.
Okay.
Because he is just a killer.
Oh yeah.
He is he's probably my favorite working like NYC local guy. And I was up at Dangerfields, the only time I've ever been there, and he was so funny and so high energy and was playing with the crowd. And then I go up and I'm lower energy and I'm not playing with the crowd.
Yes.
And they just seem disinterested. Like
it's hard to come down from that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
I mean, like that guy probably should have been headlining. I think he just popped in to do a spot or something.
Right.
But like, you know, it was impossible to follow because like I don't really do that. And like Dante Nero was the same thing. I watched him at the comic strip when I was working there, and he was just cutting people's heads off, and just like he was just so good at it. And that time I didn't have to follow him, but someone else did that had a similar style to me, and I watched him not do well.
Yeah,
you
sure.
know? And
it's I always compare it to children. If you're having a kids party, you're not going to have them jumping around or dancing or something, and then say, "All right, come on in for story time."
Right.
It just doesn't. Same thing. You can't have that type of crazy, loose, out of control energy, only to bring it back, to somebody who's not going to do that.
And I feel like the crowd work clips that are going viral like all the time, and it's like most of them feel set up, and then B is it's producing an atmosphere in stand up where it's like, all right, so people like these clips, so the comedian is looking for these clips,
right,
and the audience wants to be part of the show always, so they're yelling out more. The comedians are responding more to get their hits and their videos, and it just keeps like rolling downhill. And it's like, when does it stop?
Right, like people are starting to think that's what a comedy show is.
Exactly.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny to me because when I first started hanging around here, again, coming from dinner theater background, where it's all audience interactive. I'm so used to crowd work that to come here to see comedians getting mad about crowd work, I was like, so it's kind of a different world. But yeah, it's things can go off the rails quickly.
Yes, and that's just what scares me. Is like I don't want to get in trouble with clubs. Like if the club, like Governors is usually so supportive, and like if I go at someone. There's like it's not a non-zero, it's not zero, but like there's a possibility that I could get in trouble, but you know what I'm saying? But it's like they're usually going to take my side, like there was that article about Keegan, where like Theater 3 was like going at him or whatever and got mad at him. And, Governors just stuck up for him right away. When I got my DWI article, James stuck up for me right away, know, and it like producing that atmosphere at a comedy club is just so important because then the comedians aren't working scared,
right?
But I just like I don't want to end up going viral because an audience member gets the best of me either,
right?
I never know who's like recording that stuff, So like the crowd work just gets messy for me, but there are clubs that don't support the comedian as much, and they'd rather have the paying customer, and that it just produces like a weird thing when people are just trying, and it always goes back to me with like that episode. Did you watch Louis when it was on?
Yes.
On FX.
Yeah.
When Louis C.K. had his show.
Yeah.
And it was like the episode of The Heckler. It was like these two ladies.
Oh,
and
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was. I highly recommend that
I'll have to
episode.
look.
And I remember Todd Barry was like a guest star, and they're at the Cellar. And these two ladies are drunk, and they keep interrupting. And there's just a great shot of Louis walking out of the club, and there's the three comedians that kept getting interrupted, and their sets were ruined, and they're sitting on a stoop, and they look so sad. And Louis lectures the lady who was being like a complete bitch about it, and he's like, "Look at them." He's like, they waited all week for this spot. You just ruined their week.
Right.
You know, like this is so important to them.
Wow.
And like because you thought you were out having a good time, like you're interrupting what these people are like passionate about, you know? And it's just such a good scene. It sums up heckling and like crowd work, like to me, like as a whole. It's like crowd work could be a lot of fun, you know, like Big J Okerson's show, What's Your Fucking Deal? You know, it's like a show on Comedy Central just about crowd work. It's so fun, you know, when you like go back and forth with someone. But like the more heckler orientated crowd work, that it gets messy and sometimes like, you know, it's like I work a day job, so it's like when I get like an important show, it's just like I don't want to have to deal with this. Like I'm trying to, you know, get noticed. I'm trying to, you know, work on a set, or you know, like I have intentions when I get on stage, you know, and sometimes that ruins that. You know?
Oh yeah, the well, I remember Seinfeld had an episode like that too, where he goes to he found out who the woman was, and he went to her job and just started yelling at her in the office, which I thought was fantastic.
So good. And, yep.
The speaking of Louis C.K., remember he had obviously had the trouble he had, and I forget because he's done a few. He's been here a few times since where he's performed like, you know, like all three clubs, you know, during the week. And I think it was, you know, just a few years ago where, you know, somebody was trying to cash in. Somebody snuck the phone in.
Yep.
And he made a joke where he said something was like dealing with an autistic kid.
Yeah.
Now, so somebody, you know, sent that video to Newsday, and they tried.
I remember.
And talk about governors being supportive. Like, they got a quote from James, and he's like, "We have no problem with Louis.
Yeah.
You know, we have no problem with."
And that's just sums up James as a whole. As an owner, he's just so cool and supportive, and he's like, you know, this is the environment I want to create. Right. And you know, he's the boss.
And it's so like knowing him. And you see the comments in Newsday, you can almost hear him, you know, I don't have a problem with it. Like almost like you can just see it all over. Like he just wants to say to Newsday, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
you know? Which cracks me up. But there was a show, you familiar with Paul Mercurio?
I've heard the name. I'm not entirely familiar.
He's been around a long time. He's a writer on Colbert.
Okay.
And I think he might even be the warm-up, too, I think.
Okay.
He definitely was at one time. I don't know if he still is. So he ended up with an off-Broadway show.
Right.
But before he started it, he was, you know, just hitting the clubs, but doing the same thing. And he did, and it was the whole show, well, I'm going to say 85 to 90% of the show was crowd work.
Yeah.
And like I said, I love that stuff. So I had an interest in it. We had him on the phone. When the show was coming up, you know, he called in to promote, and he said something about he said something like, "Oh, it's like dealing with a one-legged person," you know. And I got one leg, so I was like, "Holy shit!" And it wasn't planned. Didn't know the guy. He had no idea. So of course we made a whole bunch of jokes about it. He laughed his ass off. So I was like, I like this guy. So I came to see him that night, and again, as a fan of crowd work, I freaking loved what he did.
Yeah.
Loved it. Kind of hit it off. We got a little friendly for a while. Now I haven't talked to him in probably 2 or 3 years, but at the time we got a little friendly. So he starts this off-Broadway show, and that's what the show is. That's all it is. He comes out, and it's cool because when you first get there, they have like this photo booth. And it's not required, but they encourage everybody to take a picture before they go into the theater.
Right. You
go into the theater, sure enough, there are all the pictures that they just did. So you see yourself on the stage.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
He comes out, and he does a little intro. But that's the whole show. He gets people up from the audience, and he just talks to them.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It was great. Yeah, you see all these different people from all different walks of life. He was asking cool questions. He was responding. He made it fun and interesting.
Right.
It wasn't always, laughing your ass off. And sometimes it was interesting. Sometimes it may have gotten a little serious, but it was still entertaining the whole time. Mostly jokes, him, going off on these people. Yeah. And when I saw him do it here, he called me up not knowing who I was. And so while I was up there with him, I did say, we spoke already today. And then he knew. He goes, "Are you the one-legged guy?"
Yeah.
So I took it and I twisted it. So the whole audience was like, "What the fuck?" And now that's actually my act when I do stand up now. It's all the one-legged shit.
Oh, that's perfect.
So yes, and he had a field day with that, and he worked this crowd so well, and it was so entertaining. And I for a while, I was like buying tickets at a show to give as gifts to people for birthdays and the holidays. It's like, you got to go see this show. And unfortunately, it didn't really seem to take off. But
right.
I loved it. And I was like, this guy's a master of crowd work, man.
Yeah, it's interesting, and some guys are I said, like Big J Oakson, man. That show was hilarious, And I don't know if they're still doing it. I don't know if it got like messed up with COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
But speaking of Louis, did you see he's making like headlines right now? He sold out the Garden like last weekend.
I knew he was. I knew he was coming. I didn't know he sold it out. Wow.
I think he did, and people are like angry at him. Like I saw this one tweet. It was like this so many retweets and likes and everything, and it's just like it was like a lady, and I couldn't tell if she was like saying like mad. But she was just like something like cancel culture doesn't exist, in case if you were wondering. And I couldn't tell if she was mad at that fact.
Right.
Or was like what's the deal? Like we canceled him. How is he doing this? And I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's just a ringtone from when my son texts me.
Oh, okay. I
So
thought we were getting a call.
No.
Yeah.
It's him texting from Texas. Texas texting.
Texas texting.
I can't even say it.
Yeah, so Louis seems like he's on the upswing. I see him on the podcast circle. Like he he did Your Mom's House with Segura. He did Theo Vaughn's podcast, and it was I don't know. It seems like he's kind of back.
Good.
Good. And he he's was like and this speaks volumes about me. But he was one of my biggest inspirations. And it's like my favorite football player was Lawrence Taylor. My favorite actor is Robert Downey Jr. My favorite comedian is Louis C.K. Like, did I have a fucking chance in this world? It's like all my heroes.
So you've definitely followed their paths.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing you've jerked off in front of girls at this point. So,
I just haven't gotten caught yet, or maybe they like it. I don't know.
See, and that's why the cancel on him didn't work, because he apologized to these girls before he got caught.
Exactly.
So if you want, we can call some of these girls now so you can apologize.
Let's get them on the horn. If you're an ex-girlfriend or I abused you sexually, Andrew Fremda. This is your chance. I'll do my 8th step right now.
516-465-3990. Call and tell us about how you were Me Too'd by Hugh.
I actually was trying to write a joke about that because I'm from Levittown, so we have two celebrities that got Me Too'd. Bill O'Reilly, and the lead singer of this band called Brand New. It was like a punk rock band. They both got in trouble during that movement. Right. And this is where, like, my joke, I don't know if it's great, but it's like, because I don't like to victim blame.
Right.
But, and there's a but, it's like, I think we're taught at an early age in Levittown how to get away with sexual harassment. So it's like, I don't know if I believe them. It's like on your 15th birthday, they give you like an NDA and like a box of condoms. It's like a Levittown bar mitzvah,
Yeah, they have the what are the Spanish the
quinceañera,
right? So at Levittown we have they Levittown you, a Levitownian or something.
Well, we're usually called like Levitt clowns or Levitt.
Never heard that.
Yeah, Levitt,
and I'm from Hicksville, and I've never heard that.
Levitt trash.
I've heard.
We get those a lot, but it's like I don't always believe those stories. I'm like because I know plenty of people that got away with that shit. So,
yeah,
and like I mean, in the grand scheme of things too, with Louis, like it's good, it's great to see him back because he's just so funny, he's so talented, and whatever he did, like I don't think that means like you should be canceled for life. And
not in his case,
and there are I guess bigger villains out there, like Cosby's going on tour.
Right.
Like focus your energy where it's needed.
Right.
That was like drug and actual rape, rather than like, there's like a small part of me with Louis where it's just kind of like, I feel like the girls always had an opportunity to leave. Like they weren't like touching him, and
they did.
know.
But I understand. Because if these girls are, say, budding actresses or comedians or models, if they say no, they may feel, oh, am I going to get blacklisted?
Yes.
So I understand.
And that's very important. And like I've been on the road plenty of times.
Yeah.
I've never been on a road with a female comic. And now here's one thing about if you've never been on the road as a comedian or you're just a civilian, the hotel room is pretty much a business atmosphere. It's where you're going over jokes.
Right.
It's where you're talking about the show. You're planning out your trip. You're looking at maps. Like it becomes like an atmosphere where that shouldn't really. So if there's a miscommunication where one person is thinking, oh, this is a sexual atmosphere, and one person is thinking, no, like this is my boss. I'm the opener for this headliner. Like I'm here to work on my craft with this person, and I want some notes or whatever. Like that's where I had an issue. But like there's a big difference between what happened with Louis and like what happened with like Matt Lauer, who he had the button under his desk to lock the door.
Right.
There was.
Yeah, there's scumbaggery involved.
There's definitely it's a spectrum. It's very there's a sliding scale there, and like I don't like to really talk on it because like I don't want anyone to get mad at me over the opinions, but I feel like speaking about it honestly like may like almost bring awareness to like the different levels of this stuff. Like if you're slipping something in someone's drink and they're unconscious, they never have an opportunity to leave.
Right.
Where with Louis it's more about the feelings behind it. And like it's almost kind of like a peer pressure where it's like if I don't do this, I'm going to get blackballed, and that's like a kind of like a more like power structure thing where it gets messy. But like I can see how it it can be taken both ways.
Sure.
Like,
to go the other way, you had people like Sarah Silverman stepped right up and said, "Yeah, I did it because he asked me if I wanted to watch, and I said, shit, yeah,
like, exactly.
That's why she's awesome.
Yeah.
But the and the fact that he apologized before it became public. It's not one of those things where, oh, I got caught, I better say I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah.
This guy did the right thing before anybody knew about it.
Yeah.
So so he deserves credit. All right, let me
catch
read
up on some comments,
and then we'll get to the trivia. Let's see. A peanut butter box is delicious. Oh, maybe this is one of your victims.
I need headphones for this, right?
Yes, you do. Right. Are you a victim of Me Tooing from Hugh Murray?
Yes, I am calling about one incident that I had with him.
Please tell us.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi.
And, yes, he can Me Too me anytime he wants. With me and two other girls. He is so hot with his huge, throbbing nightstick. Oh, my God, he's so... I would never tell on him.
Now come on my face!
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. I gotta go beat up in the corner now. He gets me so hot.
I love him so much.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. I just get so excited when I hear him and his voice on your Knock 'em Dead radio comedy show. Oh, I gotta go. Bye.
I'm 90% sure this is Jeff Bosey.
Well, you're 100% correct about your 90%. Yeah. That was Bosey. I don't know what the hell that was.
I think Jeff Bosey's slowly losing his mind because he hasn't been on stage in a while.
I think you're right about that. See, and again, cheating on the diet, it messes with your head.
It's fracturing. The sugar is going to your brain.
Let's see. I love writing jokes, says Fremder, but I feel like I could use some improvement because apparently I suck. Bosey says, we go off with the audience all the time at the Murder Mysteries. Yeah, Bosey performs in my Murder Mystery troupe.
Here we go.
All right, let's see. It says it doesn't
You're
have...
on 95.5 Knock 'em Dead Radio. This is DJ Hugh Murray. Next up, we got Led Zeppelin. Ramble on.
Who's this?
Guess who this is? Do you know who this is?
Yes. No. Who is this?
Take a guess who this is.
It's Santa Claus.
No, it's the ghost from hell.
The ghost from hell.
Oh my God.
Oh my.
That's right.
Wow.
We're getting a lot of character performances.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oscar-worthy performances.
See, I'm very familiar with Ghosts from Hell, so can you be more specific? I know plenty.
I didn't get a word of that.
Yeah, you got marbles in your mouth.
How you doing today, my friend?
Oh, so the Ghost from Hell wants to know how we are? Oh, that's a nice Ghost from Hell.
You know what? That's real sweet of you to ask. I'm doing well, Ghost from Hell.
Well, go for it. Do you hear anything from my friend yet?
Did I what?
Do you hear anything from your friend yet? Did you hear anything?
Did I hear from my friend? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you hear anything from your friend yet?
Did I hear anything from my friend? I have not heard from my... Which friend are you referring to?
You know who, DJ D Love.
DJ D Love. I have... DJ D Love watches the show regularly.
That's right. He's a good friend. I told you. You know that?
No.
Well, guess what? He's my friend too.
He's your friend too? So he's hanging out in hell with you there, Ghost?
That's right, yo. Go for you.
All right. Well, we'll take good care of him. Feed him some lunch. It's lunchtime.
Guess what?
What's
Guess
that? What?
Guess what?
What?
I got your old game, Tony.
DJ D Love, you get me every time, pal. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, sing us a song, DJ.
I'm not talking about a rap song for you guys, actually. Here you go. Yo, don't use that walkie-talkie program, man. It's nothing but trash. Man, they don't know who I am, but guess what? I'm DJ Governor the place to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a frick about that walkie-talkie program. Man, it's nothing but garbage. Guess what, though? Next Saturday, I'm going to see my husband, Tony Murphy. I'm going to have a good time with him. That's all I got to say. And also, thanks, Tony. Let me come on the show. I'm going to come back one more time and do it again.
Hell yeah. DJ Love in the house. You know it. You know what it is, dog. Ayo.
I like to say where Sally been at. She's been hiding in the closet.
Well, no, Sally's not in the closet. She's not involved in the closet, but I know you and Dorian are, so enjoy your weekend with your husband.
Yeah, when is I going to come back again, Tony?
I don't know. But
It's been a while, buddy.
It has been a while. But thanks for calling, and I'm going to move on. So thanks for checking in.
Okay, there's one more thing I'd like to say.
Go ahead.
See you later, suckers.
Suckers. There you go. DJ D Love checking in. All right. So let's see. Oh, a friend or comment got held back. The boyfriend was mad because he knows his girlfriend was a CUNT. I'll allow it. Kirsten, when I go to a comedy show, I expect to be picked on. Friend, I get picked on from 11 to 12:30 Monday through Friday except Wednesday. Yep. It's like virtual heckling. Yes, it is virtual heckling. Cosby's favorite Disney bedtime story is Sleeping Booty.
Ooh.
Jello for the pudding. Kirsten says Jeff's lady voice is pretty convincing. I actually was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it's a little too convincing.
Yeah, he's
said
a lot of practice.
Yeah.
You say I call in once and I do one stupid thing and then all the maniacs show up. That's right, Jeff. It's your fault that the phone kept ringing after you called. From there, how about a wrap? As in, let's wrap up this phone call. Yeah. Yeah. Ask him if he knows what the sound of a dial tone is. Yeah, I hear you. All right, thanks for your patience while we took that call. All right, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to get to some.
Let's do it. I'm prepared for some trivia.
You're prepared. How do you prepare for trivia?
I have no idea.
You just sit home and read Trivial Pursuit questions, or you play some Jeopardy. All right, it is time. Tuesday trivia. The way this works, I'm going to ask some random trivia questions. Hugh's going to answer them. You guys can answer them too in the comment thread. I do not give out the answers. I just ask the questions. When I'm done asking the questions, then we go back, ask the questions again, read Hugh's answers, read your answers, and then give you the real answer. There's no prizes. There's no nothing. It's just for fun and gives us an opportunity to make fun of ourselves.
The prize is the friends we've made along the way.
Oh, good answer. Right? Wow. Do you write for Hallmark too? Holy
I could.
shit.
Someone fucking hire me.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Damn.
I even got just real quick before we start.
Yeah, sure.
I got a tweet. I was off last week. I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
One Day, which is an amazing movie.
Okay. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know the main lady's name, but she's up for like best actress performance, and it was such a great movie.
Yeah.
And then the next day I watched the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent or something with Nicolas Cage.
Oh yes.
And it was so funny. So like I made a tweet and I was like, I watched them back to back, and I honestly don't know which one was better. So Lionsgate, the film studio, responded to me. So,
really?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Son of a bitch.
So I'll give you their response.
That's what you should do. You should work for a marketing firm and write like celebrities' tweets for them and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was the movie. So Lionsgate right there says the unbearable weight of everything, everywhere, all at once has a nice ring to it.
Holy shit.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like some movie studio like just tweeted at me. Like they don't follow me or anything. I don't know how they saw it, but I was just like, can you pick like I'll write this screenplay. I'll write a multiversal dramedy featuring Nick Cage playing himself
in all the universes.
We'll get the Nick Cage that was supposed to be Superman.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Remember he was supposed to be before what's his name?
The long hair
Christopher Reeves, maybe?
No, Reeve was like back in the 80s. Nicolas Cage was like in the 90s.
Brandon Ruth.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman. I'll promise that. I'll get Nicolas Cage in some awesome scenarios. I'll write that movie.
So contact them. They know who you are now. So cash in on it while you can.
Yeah, I keep tweeting at them.
They're gonna get sick
Even
of you.
Comedian Zach Zorovich, he like chimed in. He's like, pick up Hugh's screenplay, please. All right, just someone please hire me.
It'll be like our DJ D-Love. All right.
No, I don't want to work for him.
Here's a Hallmark card. A Hallmark card I've been working on. Roses are red, violets are blue. Bosie. Roses are red, violets are blue. You have AIDS. Oh, Bose. Oh my goodness. All right. Here we go with trivia, you weirdos. Question number 1. Which U.S. state was the last one to ratify the abolition of slavery?
Oh.
And get this, it was done in the 1990s. They waited until the 1990s to ratify the abolition of slavery. Which U.S. state?
See, this is a tough one. It's not a trick question?
No.
Okay, because I know recently there was a recent vote where 5 states actually, or 4 out of the 5 states actually outlawed slavery as a punishment in last year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I think the courts still had the option to turn you into a slave if you did something, and that was from last year.
Wow.
Personally, I know it's in the South.
Yeah, I'll give you that much.
My first, I for some reason I have this bias against Alabama, but I wanted to say I'll go with Alabama.
All right.
That's always a good one.
Have you ever performed down in the South? The South scares me, man.
Not really down south, no. More Midwest. Okay. I've done Midwest and California.
Yeah, I'm cool with Midwest. It's the deep South. It scares me. It's a completely different way of life, a different mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the first man to appear on the cover of Playboy magazine? Oh, multiple choice. Is it Burt Reynolds? Is it Peter Sellers? Is it Ron Jeremy?
Oh, wow. When you said the question, my answer was going to be Burt Reynolds, so I'm going to go with that one.
All right.
So handsome.
Him and Dom DeLuise, I think they had fun with each other.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Yeah. I think
so. I was going to say, I think Burt had a lot of fun in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
With all the actresses. But I could see him going both ways, kind of like Mick Jagger style,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're right, Burt. Oh man, and that's like when Sally Field was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, and of course Lonnie Anderson. Here's an easy one. What sport introduced the term southpaw?
Southpaw.
Yep.
I mean, I
thought you would jump right on this one.
I want to say boxing, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I'll go boxing.
All right.
Yeah.
Boxing. Question number 4. Lanophobia is the fear of what? LAHNAPHO phobia. Lanophobia. The fear of what?
The fear of, I'm going to say laughing.
Laughing.
Yeah.
I like that. Name the 4 Gospels for the life and message of Jesus. I didn't know that was a funny question.
The 4 Gospels of Jesus. Oh my God. I think I stopped going to church when I was like 12. I need a hint. Are the Gospels aren't the people that followed him?
No, those are the
like
apostles.
The apostles.
Like,
but
this reading is a reading from the book of.
Yeah, that's
Right.
not a gospel. So like,
Yeah,
not
no,
like
that's what I'm looking for.
Oh, like the book of Paul.
Right.
Okay. All right. So we'll go Paul.
But there was like some of them, like, I'm going to help you out here. Some of them, like Paul, was like a part of somebody else's gospel.
Okay.
So Paul is not one of them.
John, right? The book of John.
Okay.
I'll go Corinthians. I'll say. Originally, I was just going to do the 4 Beatles. I was like John, Paul, George, Ringo. Now open your Bibles to the book of Ringo. Yeah, so we'll go John, Corinthians.
Book of Yoko.
Yeah, Yoko. Yeah, it's like the Judas. Shit, I thought I had this. I don't know. I got 2.
That works.
2.
All right.
I'm not a good Catholic boy.
Okay. Reginald Kenneth Dwight is his stage name is who? Is known as who? Kenneth.
He's a performer?
Reginald Kenneth Dwight. Yes, he is a performer.
I have no idea. I'm gonna try to take a guess though, because like, I mean, my first like thought was Reggie White, like the football player.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
You know, like Reggie Dwight.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. I'm trying to go off of something. Kenny Dwight. Sometimes they use the middle name. You know. Can we narrow the focus? What, like, is he a musician? Musician. Okay. I'll go Kenny G.
Andy Plagianos is saying some of these questions have been used before. Maybe this one, Reginald Kenneth Dwight, maybe. And I think I may have done the 4 Gospels, maybe. I'm not sure. Or are you saying I've done the Lanophobia? Have I done that one before?
I think the 4 Gospels was Tony's way of telling me I need Jesus.
Well, don't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, he's right next to you. Talk to him. Name the cartoon character. Now, I'm not sure if this, I think it was last week, Plagianos nailed me for getting the answer to a question wrong.
Right.
So I'm not sure if this one might have been the case at some point. I don't know if it's still true or not, but I found it on a trivia website. I'm going with it. Name the cartoon character who has appeared in the most films.
Cartoon character who's appeared in the most films, like people films or like cartoon film, like
all the above.
All like, oh god, all time. I want to say I don't know. It's not my favorite answer, but I'll say Mickey Mouse.
Not your favorite answer.
No. All right. See, people are chiming in. That's what I was going to say. Bugs Bunny. That was my other option. But
yeah.
I feel like Mickey Mouse is older, so might have had more films.
I remember, and so much useless information up here, when Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out.
Yes, one of my favorites.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Mickey, remember there's that scene where Mickey and Bugs are in together.
Yeah.
And if you count, they have the same amount of words.
Really?
Because Disney and who had
Warner Brothers, probably.
They both had that stipulation that like Mickey can't have more words than Bugs, and and vice versa.
Right.
So they made it work. So they both had the same amount of words.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Next question: why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road?
The toilet paper couldn't cross the road. I should be able to get this.
You should.
I should, but
funny writer joke man.
I have zero jokes about roads or toilet paper, so
that's a good thing.
I'll have to put this into my repertoire.
So if Jackie was here, he would get this question.
Oh, Jackie, yeah.
Jackie's coming back in a couple of weeks, by the way.
Jackie the joke man.
Yep, he's been in here many times.
Yeah,
but then we stopped.
Did you see my post from the holiday party? I'll show you this picture. You can question Jackie where I photobombed him.
Oh, I think I did.
Yeah, and then Jeff Bosey posted a picture of him photobombing me.
Oh, I saw. I didn't see Bosey's.
Yeah. Bosey ended up doing it on Facebook, but yeah, this was like one of the only pictures of me from the Governors, and it's just me in the background and Jackie with his girlfriend.
And you look like you're like confused, like you don't know where you are.
Yeah. I think I was talking to fucking someone. I was like, "What are you talking about right now, man?" You know, everyone was so wasted that night, and I was like, I'm probably one of the only just you and me were like the only sober people in the audience.
We were not only. Well, I think Hirschman was sober, but that guy has such bad anxiety.
Oh, God.
He was so uncomfortable being there, and then he ran out rather quickly.
I talked to him for probably 15 minutes, and 12 minutes was him complaining about the food not being out.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Andrea and Allie hustle.
Yes.
And they're like, I'm trying to give Andrea a bottle of wine because I've known her since I was in college.
Oh wow.
And we go back to the Dowling college days. So like
her and Allie are the hardest working people in this place.
Yes, and it's interesting is Allie went to my high school.
Right.
And Andrea was at my college. And
weird.
so it's like I knew these people before comedy and they're so nice. But I was trying to give her a bottle of wine and she's like trying to get all the trays uncovered and all this, and I just see Hirschman like scowling. And whatever weight Keegan is losing, Hirschman's putting on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Yep.
And Hirschman's like, yeah, we're gonna have you on the show, and now it's been like 3 weeks. I was like, just a lie.
It's been since the party, but I engineer their show.
Yeah.
It goes back probably at least 2 months since I heard them mention you and say, yeah, we got to get Hugh in here.
Yeah, I know. And then getting Chris Monty in a second time.
Right.
They're getting all these other people, and I just keep getting snubbed. I'm like, it's like Jimmy Kimmel with Matt Damon.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have Matt Damon on another week.
And Hershey, like one day Bosey came in, he surprised them, and I think he gave them a bottle or something. And this was even before we went on the air. And Bosey was gone before the show even started, and Hirschman was still like all frazzled by it.
Yeah.
Like the guy left, the show's over.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though about his weight gain? Like he still has that beard.
Yeah.
Like he thinks it's like on his chin line.
Yeah, you got to bring it back.
It just looks like a stripe, like Charlie Brown's shirt. Holy shit, he's gonna beat me up tonight. Holy shit. Hershey and the Keys at 9:00 on the YouTube channel.
I'm gonna have to tune in.
I'm bringing. They got Gino Pisconti. Tonight.
Very funny.
And Tim Saliani is gonna learn.
He's gonna learn the board.
So he's gonna be in here with us too that night tonight. So that'll be fun.
Interesting.
All right. What is Marty's dog's name in Back to the Future?
Oh fuck. Again, I should know this. I haven't watched this movie in so long.
Great movie. The first one, great movie. The other two,
I'm going to go something generic just so I can answer Spike.
Spike. All right, last question. A man can reduce his chances of getting prostate cancer by having at least how many orgasms a week?
I'm going to say you're supposed to get the poison out at least every day. But I want to say every day. That's my first answer.
Even if it's not true, we're going to go with that one.
Yeah, but I feel like a more realistic number is like 3 to 4.
All right. Let me scroll back and get to where you guys answered. I know we're running late a little bit. That's all right. Let's see.
Yeah, I always keep you late. I'm sorry.
No, nothing to apologize for. It's fun. Which U.S. state was the last one to ratify the abolition of slavery in the 1990s? Hugh said Alabama. Plagano said Mississippi. Bosey said, I want to see Hugh in a Lionsgate film.
Yes.
Andy says, please note I answered the question before Tony finished saying it. Okay. Good for you, Andy. Smart bastard. Kirsten said Tennessee. That was about the same time the black and white cookie came out. Bosey says the Hamptons. Okay.
The Hamptons.
Andy is correct. It is Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yep.
Okay.
In the 1990s. That part crashed
I was
me
going to say Tennessee. That was my other answer, so I was way off.
What was the name of the first man to ever appear on the cover of Playboy? Burt Reynolds, Peter Sellers, Ron Jeremy. Hugh said Burt.
Gator.
What?
Gator.
Gator?
Yeah, the movie. With Burt Reynolds.
Oh.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, it was a great movie.
Gator?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. What's that one about?
It's just like an action film, really.
I remember Hooper, where he played this Adam West stuntman.
Oh, yeah. This one, yeah, so let's get a little synopsis.
Yeah, I don't remember that one at all.
It's
like his usual Dom DeLuise jumping around?
Gator McCluskey, a scoundrel who is forced by the policeman to infiltrate in the criminal underworld.
Wow, no, I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah, look, here's the
the poster.
The poster, typical Burt with a, in his button down with the mustache, with the, with a hot girl, barely clothed.
Yeah.
It might have been a sequel, actually.
Oh, okay. No, that one doesn't ring a bell for me. So Kirsten says it's Bert. DJ says Ron. Andy says Bert. Fremder says Bosey. Bosey says Peter Sellers. Bosey is correct. It was Peter Sellers.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Peter Sellers.
See, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah? He was a prick, Peter Sellers.
Yeah, I heard that too.
He left nothing to his kids in his will.
Really?
They made a movie about him. What's that guy's name that played him? He was great. I can't remember. Jeffrey Rush.
Played
him. Yeah, they really made him
familiar.
Seem like a prick in this movie. What sport introduced the term southpaw? Hugh said boxing. So did Plagianos.
Yeah, I wanted to put my alternate answer, which I thought would maybe baseball because it's an older sport. I don't know, but the boxing's probably older, right?
Boxing probably is older, but you should have went with your instinct. The answer is baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The ladies love Mike Tyson because she knows how to box. Says from there. I don't know what that means, or he knows how to. I don't know. Okay. Lanophobia is the fear of what? Hugh said laughing. DJ said bears. Bosey said porn films. Andy Pagano says vegetables. Fremder, the fear of landers. Kirsten, fear of vagina. Oh, my goodness. Bosey, fear of tribbing. Andy Pagano's got it right. It is vegetables.
Vegetables?
The fear of vegetables.
Well, I think that's the one he probably got last time. Or something. He knows all the questions.
He's way too good, man. It is a little scary. The four Gospels. Hugh said John and Corinthians and Paul and Ringo. Andy Plagianos, the New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Kirsten says, yeah, I'll go with that answer too. Bosey says the Beatles. Yeah, Andy Plagianos got that one right. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Okay, yeah. I got one. I was 1 for 4.
All right. What is Reginald Kenneth Dwight's stage name? Hugh said Kenny G. Fremder just says black. I don't know what that means. And so did DJ D Love. And then Bosey says brown. I don't know what's going on. Andy Plajanos and Carol Miner and Kirsten and Fremder and Bosie. Well, Bosie says the gay guy. But everybody else, you all got it right. It is Elton John.
Elton John. Yeah. Elton John was never really my favorite.
Really?
Yeah. He's got a couple songs that I like. I'm more of like a Bowie guy.
Do you have to choose between the two? Oh, you're just thinking of like which gay guy you like better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Freddie Mercury beats them both.
That's true too.
And he probably has, actually.
Yeah. Off. He beat them off. Yeah.
Elton to me, but actually Bowie too. They're to me like the Beatles. They're like everybody likes a bunch of their songs.
Yes.
Like you can't it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Typically it's a little slow for me.
Elton?
You know. Yeah. You know, like
Well, he's got some
I'd
fast
rather.
songs.
Yeah, he does, but I think I'd rather I'm trying to think like more of his genre. Like I'd probably like Billy Joel over Elton John.
Yeah,
I feel
I'm
like
a
they're
big Billy Joel guy.
I feel like they're in like comparable.
Right.
You know?
Well, yeah, that's why they've even done those tours together.
Yeah.
Which, when I see those, and I saw some of those, I thought Billy was better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like them both. And yeah, Bowie was just freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Name the cartoon characters appeared in the most films. Hugh said Mickey Mouse. Wow, the rest of you are saying Bugs Bunny, Fremder, the Dancing Penguins, and Mary Poppins. If you pause Roger Rabbit when Jessica Rabbit is sitting on the box and falls over, you can see her puss, says Fremder. Fremder, you do that's your assignment. You get to that part, freeze frame it, and send it to us. The answer actually is Bugs. You were almost there.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned
close.
Bugs.
Yeah.
Yep. You get half credit.
I thought it was either Bugs or Mickey, but
Yep.
I figured Mickey was got to be like he's like the first cartoon movie, so I figured he's been in more, right? Like
That's why I'm questioning
Steamboat
this.
Willie.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why I'm questioning this, because Bugs hasn't been in anything in a long time.
Yeah.
Where Mickey still pops up. Plus,
yeah.
there's even I don't know. It just seems to me like SpongeBob is everywhere too.
SpongeBob is everywhere. I think the last thing I saw Bugs in was like when they tried to redo Space Jam with LeBron.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Was it bad?
Yeah, that one was bad.
Yeah.
The one with Jordan is just such a classic, like Chef's
I like
Kiss,
that.
you know, the mwah,
wow.
like with
It's a lot of love.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had Bill Murray, you had what's his name, Newman from Seinfeld. They were hilarious,
Yep.
you know.
And
you
you
got
can't go
Larry
wrong with
Bird
Bugs.
and all those classics.
Yep, you're absolutely right about that. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Fremder says that's a shitty question. Kirsten, because it ran out of paper. Plachano says, please don't squeeze the Charmin. Fremder, because there were too many cracks. Plajanos, it rolled across the road. That's why.
I was trying to think of like a chicken pun, like it was cleaning up chicken shit.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, something like that.
Well, that's another joke. Why did the pervert cross the road?
Why?
Because his dick was in the chicken. Plajanos, is Jackie coming on a Friday? I promise not to bring my daughters. The last time Andy and Jackie were in here together, Andy had to bring his daughters, and they put on their headsets. They don't listen to anything. They sit on the couch, so they're oblivious. And Jackie's being Jackie. So at the end, we were leaving. The show was over, and he's walking past the girls. He goes, "So you girls gonna miss me?" And these stores look up at him. They're just like, it was the funniest thing.
I mean, that's the thing about Jackie. He's always on.
Always.
And like even at the party, I had just finished talking to James, and he was standing there with his girlfriend. His girlfriend asked me, "Are you using this chair?" And I said, "No. And if I was, you're the lady. Sit down, of course." And Jackie just real quick, "She's no lady. She's my girlfriend." And I'm just like, "You can turn it off, baby. We're at a Christmas party."
Right. Hirschman wanted me to open up the studio that night. I'm like, these guys are off.
That would have been fun, though.
Yes.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I even said to him, I said, I'm not going to be one to go walk through the place. Say, hey, come on back. I said, you do it. I'll open it and I'll sit here. But you got to get the people. Plus, they'd like you better anyway.
I think if someone would have sat down and got it going, comics would have heard about it, and pretty much everyone would have wanted to get on. I think so.
All right, next year I'll do it then because you said so, not because of her.
No, don't listen to him.
No.
He's fake Levittown.
All right, let me see. Name unavailable, it says. So let's see.
Oh, star 67, huh?
Could be. Hello? Goodbye. All right. So, I don't know if he's coming on a Friday yet, Andy, but I'll if you want to, I'll try to make it a Friday. Whenever I go to the bathroom, says Frender, for some reason I always run into Scott. Oh my goodness. Indians' houses smell like shit because they wipe their ass with teepee. Oh my goodness. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack. So, Fremder, you were close.
Okay. I can see it. Got stuck in a crack.
Stuck in a crack. Sorry, I don't know.
See, I was thinking it was going to be like something like that, like stuck in a chicken's crack, or, like it was going to be a chicken joke.
Half credit for everybody.
Yeah, okay.
Marty McFly's dog in Back to the Future. Hugh said Spike. Kirsten said Fluffy. Fremder, can't remember. I'm going to have to go back and watch the movie. Bosie's going back to work. All right, have a good day, pal. Oh, Andy Plagano's got it, of course. The dog's name was Einstein. Yep, you remember it now. Now you can hear him saying it, right?
Yep.
All right, last question, ladies and gentlemen. A man can reduce his chances of getting prostate cancer by having at least how many orgasms a week? Hugh said every day, which I agree. Bosie says 49. Kirsten says 5. Kirsten is the best. Fremder says 69. Pagano says 6. Then he says 6 million. Let's see. Fremder, let's see. My program held this comment back. Let's see. My father told me that if I masturbate too much, I'll go blind. I said, Dad, I'm over here. Yeah. All right, I'll allow that one. Plagano's Gator is Bert as a bootlegger, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the one.
Fremder, I like to see Burt Reynolds and Andrew's mustache go at it. Oh, my goodness. Plajanos, I think Sally asked the veggies one when you went vegan. Oh, did she? Oh, okay. I spoke to her this morning. She says hi to everybody. Fremder, they were all astronomically majors in school. Plajanos, Warner Brothers was so damn prolific from the 30s to the 60s. Okay. A man can reduce his chances of getting prostate cancer by having at least 4 orgasms a week.
4.
You hear that, ladies?
I said a more realistic scientific answer would be 3 to 4.
You did.
I did say that.
So
but
you get credit. You got it.
I feel like you got to up those numbers, like, because I'm of the
just
theory,
to be sure.
If 4 is good, 7's better.
Absolutely. I mean, you're doubling the chances of not getting it.
Yeah, but I do that with like everything, like beers and like 4 is good. Let me drink 7.
So let me increase my chances of getting arrested again by drinking more beer.
Exactly.
What do you? So what do you got? What? Where you got any shows this weekend? What's next?
This weekend, I don't think I got anything going on. Shout out to Marissa. I gotta say hi.
Who's that?
The new girlfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, you holding out on me? All right. We're going to talk about. So, Hugh's my latest victim. I've said to Hugh, I'm always looking for people to sit in with me on the show here. And since Dan LaRocco seems to not be showing up anymore, Jay shows up regularly, but not all the time. So I've now asked Hugh to be a part of our roster.
Choice number 4.
Well, no, we're still semi-new friends.
Yes,
so
we are.
Yeah, so now that
I think November or December was my first appearance here. Yeah, I mean, I just started having a little comedy revival, these last 6 months.
And we're a part of it here.
Yeah, hell yeah, big part of it.
So Hugh is joining us. So next Tuesday, so that's what that's what we're talking about next week. We're going to talk about Marissa.
Yeah, she's
All right.
adorable.
You can even bring her if you want.
Oh, she would never. She would die. She would die. I even told her, I was like, let's start a podcast because she's hilarious.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I would need a bucket to vomit in. So she has a little stage fright. But
I did that with Nathan Norton. He's a comedian in the city. When he came in, he said, "Can I bring my girlfriend?" I was like, "Yeah, well, I don't care." She sits down.
Yeah.
And she's, oh my God, she's like stunning. I'm like, oh my goodness. I was like, come sit. She's like, oh no, I can't. I was like, come on. She sits. I think I talked to her more than I talked to him, but we had a blast. We had such a good time. And I'm trying to get them back in here. So, I don't know. Well, tell Marissa she's welcome if she ever wants to.
Okay.
Fremder majored in orgasms when he studied abroad. Oh, yeah. Plajanos, welcome to, oh, that's true. Andy he's the first co-host. He's been co-hosting with me on Fridays for, 2 years, Andy? Welcome to the co-host chair, he says. The smell on the chair is totally from him.
My man, Andy.
So, yeah, it smells like Andy's sweaty mustache.
And you broke the fucking chair. This is the nice one. This is the Rodea chairs.
Yep. The armrest is sitting on the floor because not only did he break it, but then he couldn't fix it.
See, that's the issue. I break things, but I know how to fix them.
Do you? Yeah, you're handy like that?
Yeah, I'm a handy guy.
Oh, see, that's why Marissa loves you.
Yeah, she does.
All right. We're going to talk about Marissa next week.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, pal.
Thank you.
Always a good time. Nice job to everybody on the Tuesday trivia. Today is Tuesday. So, tonight, we got, on the YouTube channel tonight, we got Good Times, Bad Times with Joey Petroni. He has a local filmmaker. Forgive me, I forget his name, but he's going to be on the show. And then at 9 o'clock, Hershey and the Keegs with Gino Piscanti will be zooming in, and Tim Saliani will be sitting here as well.
Yeah, join me in the comments for Hershey and Keegs. I'm going to embarrass those guys in front of a much bigger comic.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. That'll be fantastic. Can't wait. And then, of course, we're off tomorrow. On Thursday, I will be in here. Josh Schaefer will be sitting in with me on Thursday.
Beautiful.
So,
one plug.
Please.
Follow me on Instagram at The Logic, and February 18th, I'll be here in the Giggle Room with Terry McNeely.
Nice.
Yep. That's
I remember seeing the lineup for that show.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah, Crovella will be on it, which is nice. I think some guys backed out, but my man, the other Hugh of comedy, Hugh Van Well, he'll be on that. Yeah. Two Hughs.
Yeah. Did you say Hughes? Speaking of which, govs.com. You want to see Robert Kelly, you want to see Vic DiBattista, you want to see Bobby Bannon, Francesco Caputo, Michelle Fox, Clayton Flesher, Drew Frazier, and a bunch of other comedians this weekend. Go to govs.com. You'll definitely see those names. This weekend, go to govs.com. And
we love Michelle Fox.
Michelle Fox is a great comedian. She's good on the eyes and just one of the sweetest people ever.
Such a sweetheart.
Ever.
Yep.
And one of these days I'll get her in here. I've asked her a million times, but I guess she has a life.
Yes.
She can.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, govs.com. Get yourself some reservations to some great comedy shows. KnockEmDeadComedy.com. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. That Meatball Place in Patchogue, we're performing February something. Peppercorns in Hicksville, we're performing at in March. We got a bunch of dates. Go check out our schedule and come have some fun with us. And if you're not coming to any of the Governor's Comedy Clubs on Saturday, head on over to the Patchogue Theater where you'll see Joey Cola hosting Q&A with some of the Sopranos cast members. That's where I'll be this Saturday. I'm going to that.
Yeah,
so,
Joey Cola is one of the best.
Yeah, one of my favorites. One of my favorite comedians for years and years, and then the past 10 years or so, I've become friends with him, and he's one of my best friends. Love the guy, so I'm looking forward to that. So lots of stuff going on this weekend. Make sure you get out. So that's it. Again, the YouTube channel tonight, Good Times, Bad Times with Joey Petroni. I think at 7:30. At 9 o'clock, Hershey and the Keegs. Both shows on the YouTube channel. We'll be back here with Josh Schaefer on Thursday. Everybody have a great day. At first, I thought you were giving the finger. I was like,
no. I'm nice to these people.
All right, we'll see you guys later. See ya.
You telling all your friends.